Because you don't want him. I don't know.
You think you about to meet this man? With me here? You better run into him. Fucking me. You ain't meeting him for me. Unless we at a party, then yeah, it's my bitch. Alright. Alright, my boy.
Even then, it's like, I'm not telling you, it's like,
Alright, my boy.
because he might beef, fucking might beef, he beef with people and then fuck that girl. Like, he be bad. But I'm gonna just introduce it, and then I'll let you introduce yourself. Ready? 3, 2, 1. I go by the name of Zoe, and you are now watching After Hours, brought to you by Heartbreak Media. I have a very special guest today who goes by the name of
Piif Jones, straight from Queensbridge, Brooklyn representative.
So, let's start at the beginning. How'd you get your name, Piif Jones?
Shit. So, first my name, when I first started rapping, my name was J Killer, right? So, and I got that name from like listening to 50 Cent and shit. I thought I was like, I was like a gangster rapper and shit when I was younger. So, my name was J Killer, and then I had changed it from that once I got like, probably I'd say 15, 16. That's when I changed it to Mr. Piif. That was my name before Piif Jones. I was just some Diddy shit a little bit. I was just changing my name. But after that, I kept probably Mr. Piif for like two more years, maybe a little longer than that. And then I changed it to Piif Jones because I just wanted to do something different. You know what I mean? I wanted to like I was in the process of reinventing myself, and I felt like I wanted to adjust my name but not change it all the way so it's not. So it's still, you know what I mean? I kept the Piif. I just added my real last name to it, you know what I mean? So that's how the Piif Jones came about.
So you said it in the intro, but you're from Queensbridge.
Yeah.
It's known for music. Nas, going back to like MC Shan and like those guys. What inspired you to do music coming up?
Shit, I would say my brother, shout out to City Hayes, he used to rap. He still make music now too, but back in the days he was like doing it big. I seen him on MTV and the website. He was doing a bunch of stuff. He had a song produced by RZA. So like that's like super motivated me. My pops, him and his brothers used to be in a singing group called the Serious Joneses. So like me coming up from birth, I always been around music. You know what I mean? Because my pops was in a group. So that, like I said before, 50. All of that, like Nas, Jay, all of that type of music, it was a lot of things combined in one, you know what I mean? And a lot of R&B too, mainly R&B, because that's what my pops played.
So
I was
like,
at crib.
Because like, which is what I was gonna ask you next, like, you know that Queensbridge is known for like gangster rap or like stuff like that, and like street rap, and then you came and sort of, you bring this melodic flow or like,
I changed the image, man.
So what when you first started doing the melodic thing, what was the reception that you got from like your peers?
Oh man, it was tough. I ain't gonna lie, cause when I first started doing auto-tune was probably around the time where when T-Pain was doing it.
Yeah.
So like I remember them first dropping the first auto-tune, like, and I remember buying it too, like so. Around that buy you a drink time and all that, like a little, like after that, like, cause you know he was rocking out with that for a minute and nobody knew how to use it, cause they didn't have it.
So you did Kanye's and then
boom, and then the auto-tune came out, and I was experimental already, you know what I mean? Cause I always was experimental, so I experimented on it and I liked it. And when I first started doing it, I remember I dropped a song called Queensbridge Kings, and that was off the Underground Kings beat, Drake. The Drake one.
The Drake.
So I remixed that, boom, shot a video in Queensbridge, and all the comments, I can remember everybody saying, this ain't Queensbridge, this ain't the sound, this is not it, da da da. You singing, da da da. It was crazy. But, you know, fast forward, I just knew that was the sound that was coming.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I took the bullet for a lot of people to do that.
So, how do you feel about the music that's coming out of Queensbridge, like the younger generation of music that's coming out of Queensbridge?
I like it, man. It's exciting. It's fresh. It's fun. You know what I mean? It's real. They putting their real stories in it, their real life in it, which is what we wanted all along. You know what I mean? And some of it ain't the most pleasant, but you know, it's real. And you can respect real. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, so I feel like I like it. You know what I mean? I collaborate with a couple of them too.
Yeah, we're gonna get to the collaboration. So you just dropped the project, Bridging the Gap.
Right.
A lot of songs on that, and a lot of features. And your idea behind this was to sort of like bring the past greats of Queensbridge and the newer generation of Queensbridge together.
Right.
And like secure that. So how did that come about? How did you think about it? And how hard was it to like secure these features from like Havoc and other groups of people like that?
Oh man, so I was just at a point in my career where I felt like I did so much, you know what I mean, that went unnoticed. So I was just like, I gotta kind of separate myself from everybody else. And the best way I knew how to do that was, you know, to try to tap in with the people before me, you know what I mean? The people that paved the way for us to do what we do. So I said, you know what, I'm just gonna go for it. And I just started hitting people up, and it was tough. I'm not gonna lie, it was tough to the point where it took a lot of time, a lot of waiting, a lot of patience. You know what I mean? But everybody was willing to do it. You know, everybody that's on it. You know, if they not on it, whatever, that situation. But everybody that's on it was willing to do it. It was just getting the right time, getting some people to come in here, some people who had to record their verse, you know, some people's everywhere, they doing their thing. So it was mostly just, you know, patience, but I just knew it was gonna come together.
Who was your favorite feature or like the hardest feature to get?
Oh man, that's tough.
The
The hardest one to get was Nature, right? And my favorite one on the tape is Ty Brown on that better on the outro. I love his verse on there.
So this just talk about hitting this moment in your career and seeing how far you came. Where, if you could describe the moment that you feel like you're in your career, like what does the moment feel like now? Like where are you at in your career that you feel like you're at? Like what level?
If I had to compare it, I feel like Westbrook when he was in the Washington Wizards. It's like I got all this ability, but I just need a stronger team around me to, you know what I mean? So it could really shine and really show. You know what I mean? So it's like,
because you do a lot of the stuff by yourself. You engineer your music.
Yeah.
You record your own music. You write your own music.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's tough, but yeah, that's how I feel. If I would have to compare it to something that everybody can understand, I'm like that. I'm like Westbrook and Washington. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm just killing, but it's not enough.
You drop a lot of music, like compared to a lot of other people. Like just in the neighborhood alone, you like have people like Chef who wait a long time to drop music, or like Rover who go between like months between projects before dropping. But you always on. It's like as soon as you drop the tape, you just dropped a single or a feature or someone else like Demon. How do you feel about just putting out so much music? Like you just trying to market as much as possible. Like what's the strategy?
I feel like I got one life, bro, and it can be taken from me any day. And I don't want to go from this earth and know that I didn't give the people what I could have really gave them, you know what I mean? And it's like I worked so much, I record so much songs that I got like a bunch of music and I got to do something with it, you know what I mean? I don't like holding like this music that I put out and the next one that I'm going to put out is music I've been holding for 2 years. You know what I mean? So it's like, I be holding music for a long time before I put it out. So the fact that I put out a lot of music, it's to let you know how much more music that I got in the stash. You know what I'm saying? So I just try to give it to them, man. I just want to give it to the people, man. It's like, I like dropping. Like, I want to drop the most albums ever.
I want to drop the most albums ever. It's good. Besides just being like in the music, you like go on social media and we have like fun with the social media and stuff like that and do like.
I get to show my comedian side.
Yeah, and because like naturally, like even like it's hard for like street rappers or like rappers from to like express that side of them.
Yeah,
they're like one of the first people to really like show off the thing because like you and Reek have a lot of fun dance around on social media or playing around with the crackheads or whatever it is.
Right.
So
I want to show them. I want to show them that like it's not only like the most gangsters people you could ever meet in the world. They be also the most funniest people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's also everybody has a sense of humor.
Yeah.
You know, I just show them everything.
Like, are you like when? At what point do you think you became okay with being like the butt of the joke?
Well, I always been like that. Since I was a little kid, since I was probably like in like 5th grade. From then on, I was always a jokey class clown, cause I always joked a lot, so I always knew that people was gonna joke on me.
Yeah.
So I was just like, whatever, say whatever you want. I know what I'm gonna say. I don't give a fuck what you say.
Yeah.
Cause I was cool with myself already. You know what I mean? I know who I am. You know what I mean? So I feel like once you know yourself and you comfortable with what you know, ain't nobody can really shake you. You know what I mean? It's like, what you gonna say to me that I don't know my hair peasy? I know that already. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean?
So, and that's a strong point because I feel like now when the social media era, everybody's trying to protect like their image and not. Like, it's something that like I value amongst the people that I'm okay with, like, you know what I'm saying, like I've been wearing crazy fits and then people just be clowning me and I'm just like I like this fun yeah, like so it's interesting that you do it as well. How much do you like want to be on social media? Like how much does social media play like an impact in your career, in your life, and like your personal life? Like
I'm not gonna lie, I'm on social media a lot, you know, just because that's the way to interact with your fans personally, you know what I mean? So I'm independent, so I have to be on social media heavy because I gotta be my own machine. So I gotta be constantly on there talking and connecting with people and trying to get more people and get, you know what I mean, get them comfortable enough to where they could go tell somebody else about me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm definitely like heavy on social media. Yeah, I understand the presence. Like,
so okay, and that's a good point. You being independent now versus like at this point you probably got a couple offers to where people are like, you know, like come on board and that's things. What's your mindset
that's
like?
crazy, man. That's crazy. Shout out to them. Shout out, yo, it's crazy because when I had like 3 breaks in my career. Like I had 3 moments in my career where I felt like I was about to get signed and shit was happening, but a lot of shit don't be what it seems, and a lot of shit you gotta just really just sit back and really weigh out. You know what I mean? Like I think in the future, like ones when I was like 17, I was doing like little open mics and shows, and I had won this show, and there was a Def Jam rep there, boom. But I had lost the show twice. The 3rd time I entered the show, I won the shit. Nigga had seen me coming up, boom. He gave me his card. All of that. He was like, welcome to Def Jam, gave me his card. But I was too young, so like, I was talking with my pops, and he wasn't feeling the situation, my pops. And it was like, that was a dub.
Yeah.
But I don't know where I would have been if I did that. But my pops dubbed it. He wasn't feeling that. He was on some school shit, my pops. He wasn't really on some rap, go be a rapper shit.
Yeah.
So then another moment was, I was going around with Ron Artest, and I was doing like, he was managing me, and he brought me into some labels, and you know, a couple labels I went into, they were saying some good things, you know, but it wasn't what I felt like. I like, when I was coming up, I have a certain image of what I wanted, like, you know what I mean, when I'm getting signed, and that wasn't it. It wasn't it.
And so.
And then the last moment is right now, which is still happening.
How'd you link up with Ron Artest? Like, is that a story you told before?
Well, he's from Queensbridge, man.
No, I know he's from.
So, no, I'm just saying for people that don't know, you know what I'm saying? So, he always been attached to Queensbridge. Like, he always been like involved. So, Chalice, one of his hands, artist from Queensbridge. I guess him and Ron came up with the idea of they wanted to help everybody out in like a management thing. So he came, he snatched like 5, 6 of us. we was going around. We was doing interviews. We did K Slade. We did Combat Jack, rest in peace. We did Rucker Park. We performed at Rucker Park. Dykeman. We was doing a bunch of shit. And then after that, I signed for him to be my manager, and then he was rocking out for like 2 years. And still to this day though, I still talk to him and everything, but he's not like under contract. But he always been attached to the hood. Like he always been.
No, he has been like brought to test camp stuff. He did the movie premiere like not too long ago. So he
he let me speak at that too. That was tough.
Which is a big moment for you. I actually was there to witness.
He was there? Yeah, that was tough for me. I was like, yeah, that was tough. I like that.
I feel like if music wasn't like your fault, I feel like comedian or like that kind of thing could be about.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it, man. I wanna do a tour with like a comedy show and then I perform.
Yeah.
And all in one, you know what I mean?
Because I feel like really like fun, like the stand-up comedian one. There's not a lot of people who can like.
Yeah, a lot of people could do that. Like come out, make jokes for like probably like 15, 30 minutes, and then perform for like 30 minutes. You know what I mean? Like an hour show, just like half and half or whatever. I'm gonna try it, man. I'm gonna try it.
I should do it. We're gonna take a small break. We'll be right back. This is Piif Jones, and you're now watching After Hours, brought to you by Heartbreak Media. So we see a lot of you in like Davies a lot of times, and like seeing him like moving around with him. What is that relationship like? Where did it start? How is it to this day?
Yeah, that's my brother, man. You know what I mean? That's my brother. Like my mother made him. I mean, I met him like probably like 6, 7 years ago, probably, or maybe more. I don't know exactly. But I met him through my son Gutter. You know what I mean? He was staying in Ravenswood. And I was in Queensbridge, that's like 2 projects right next to each other. So he was staying over there, and I was going over there to play basketball. So I met Gutter, he took me to his crib, he found out that I rap, he took me to his crib, boom. I was rapping, I did a song. Then I came back, he took me to Chetty crib, shout out to Chetty, he took me to Chetty crib. That's where East was staying at, boom. So he took me there, I met him. He had a studio in the back of his crib. So we went back there, we was freestyling for hours. And the first time I met him, we was freestyling for hours. And then I just kept coming back, you know what I mean? I kept fucking with Gutter, so I kept coming back, and we just got the relationship from there. And then from there, fast forward to now, shit, he's still rocking. We done been through mad tours, mad everywhere, and traveled everywhere, and shit. Performed on every stage.
That's what I wanted to get to.
You know what I mean? Like,
how is the...
And today we still rocking, you know what I mean? It's my brother. You know what I mean? I can call him at any moment. He can call me at any moment. I can pull up on him at any moment. You know what I mean? But, you know, I used to be with him like on some everyday shit, but you know how that shit go. Like once I started like getting my shit, I got a studio now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I got a career now. I got my own little team now. So, you know, you gotta branch off. It's like a tree, you know what I mean? Yeah. We all start off as a tree, but then you gotta grow the tree, you know what I mean? You can't just stay in one spot and then try to just
yeah.
You know what I mean?
But
I do dibble and dabble though. I know like it's hard to like, you know what I mean, maintain that though. It's hard to maintain of you giving your time to certain things that, you know, because I got a daughter.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
You know what I mean? So it's a certain amount of time she needs off the rip before anything else. And then after that, I got to work with myself. And then with that time I got after that, I got to manage on how I'm going to connect with people, you know what I mean? So it's tough. But we link up though. Like, when we link up, it's always like, we was together every day, you know what I mean? Shit is like that for him.
How was being on tour with him, and how did that help? Like,
it was a blessing, man, because a lot of people don't get to be on tour that early in their career. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't get to see the things that we seen. You know what I mean? We kind of skipped the line. Like once Nas said his name, bro, it was like it was over. It was crazy. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm just grateful and blessed that I got to experience that, because being on the road is like no other. Like just seeing different things, meeting different people and different cultures and the parties, and just being on stage every night. You know what I mean? Performing in front of crowds from 500 to 2,500. You know what I mean? Like it was like it was something you can't pay for. It's like you gotta just know that you're blessed to even do that. You know what I mean? Shout out to East for taking us on that journey, because he ain't have to. And he took a bunch of us. He took all of us. Word.
Where did Loopy start? Like I know it's like something you have the merch out now. So Loopy Life is something that you started like.
Yeah, me and shout out to Shannon, me and my son Shannon, we started that in the hood, man. We just like, we was just saying, we was always say we was loopy niggas, like we just loopy niggas, like we just in the loop. We always the ones that people wanted to be around, like that people gravitate to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we just put it together with the Loopy Life, and then we was running with it, just saying it, and then around like 2017 is when we kind of got the LLC started. So that's when it became official. But we were saying it before that, but around 2017 is when we got it official. So now it's like a label.
Yeah. So like, talk me through that process of you like getting the thing. Where'd you get the knowledge from? Because there's a lot of people who want to do like that kind of stuff, like build a label, build a team, build a network.
So I went to college. I went to Mercy College for music. So I learned a lot of music business in there. I went in there. I was in college for like 2.5 years. So in that time, it really shaped my mind with the music. As far as I learned instruments better, I learned how to read music better, write music better. I learned how to make music better, engineer. You know what I mean? So that really sharpened my skills all around as a whole musician.
That's crazy. I never think about school. There's a lot of things like it's crazy the image that you get from people from like a distance away, because people are probably looking at you like this is some thug from the hood that you know what I'm saying doesn't like.
Because when you in a gang, it's like. So I probably joined the gang. I was like 16, 15. You know what I mean? So around that time, you don't have the same mindset you got.
Yeah.
Now I'm about to be 30, so you gotta understand, I was doing that shit for 15 years. You know what I mean? So like anybody that's been in a gang for that long and was able to survive, it's because they use their brain. You know what I mean? They think situations. You know? But a lot of people don't get to see that because the media is gonna portray an image that they want you to see.
Yeah.
So but everybody that's in a gang is not. Just trying to kill people.
Yeah, and I think that like people misconstrue that.
Yeah, it's really more of a family orientated thing than people think. Because a lot of us in the projects, we don't have much. A lot of us don't have no fathers, no mothers, and even people that do have fathers and mothers, they work a lot. They're not home enough to give their kids that attention. You know what I mean? That they be needing. So and your friends have a big influence over your life, and whatever all your friends is doing 9 times out of 10 is what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If all your friends are skateboarding, you might say, fuck it, let me figure out how to ride this skateboard so I can fit in with my friends, you know what I mean? But with us, it was gangs, so everybody's joining the gang, guys, that's what we doing. There wasn't no like second guessing it or nothing.
But like you said, like it's like people, the idea that people have is like Snoop Dogg, he's out there like doing, TV with like Rachel.
Right, they don't want to tell you about the community work.
Yeah, I'm saying like Snoop Dogg's not out here spinning blocks anymore. He's well far removed now, but he never denounces that he's still a Crip. Like that's still his thing, regardless of things. Like Nipsey Hussle probably wasn't flipping packs on the corner anymore, but he's in the studio building the things. Like that doesn't mean he's not like that, and it doesn't mean that you can't be in a gang and be a productive member of society.
Yeah, you can't. It's for the community, you know what I mean? And as you grow, you just understand things, and you grow as an adult and as a person, and you just get better, you know what
So, Loopy Life, you started the label, got the thing after school. So, what was the main reason like you left school? Like, was it done or was it like?
Well, I got kicked out, man. Because when I was in school, man, I didn't really want to go to college. I really went to college because my pops wanted me to go to college. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it. So when I was in there, like the first year and a half, I was real focused. But towards the end, I wasn't that focused no more, man. I was doing my own thing. I was going around. I was was on tour. A lot of shit was happening. So I wasn't really that focused. So I stopped going. I failed some classes because I didn't go. Put me on academic probation. Then I failed Spanish, man, because I had some like dickhead teacher, man.
So I failed Spanish.
And then they kicked me out. And that was it for that. But I learned a lot of shit in there though from that time I was in there though. But they definitely kicked me out. But shout out to them though, because it was my fault. It wasn't their fault. I ain't gonna blame them on them. I was just not going to class.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And in college, you know, once you don't go to a certain amount of classes, you automatically fail.
Yeah. I'm in college right now, so.
Yeah, so you know how it go. You gotta make them classes. And I was late like 3 times, which counted as an absence.
Yeah.
No,
I feel like that's OD.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Because you can be like.
It was to the point where it was like, all right, I'm getting out of here. And I felt like I was at the point where it was like I wanted to go chase my dreams. I always know that I could come back to school, you know.
Yeah.
You can't always get opportunity to go chase your dreams.
Yeah.
So.
And a lot of people pass that up out of fear and stuff like that. And you talked about how much of a role your father played into like your decisions and stuff at an early age. Like, what was that like? Growing up, where it's like, you know, a lot of people, especially in the community. Like, I grew up with my father, so it's different. But like growing up in a community where a lot of people didn't have fathers, not a lot of male strong figures in the household in general.
Yeah, it was cool. It was good for me, man. You know what I mean? It kept me out of jail. My pops kept me out of jail, man. My pops kept me focused. And, you know, a lot of my friends didn't have pops, so I seen how it was, you know. And mothers are strong, you know what I mean? But they're not men at the end of the day. So it's certain things that they're going to take from either somebody else or the streets, you know what I mean? So a lot of people go to the streets because that's that male figure that they need in their life, you know what I mean? So me, I was granted enough to have my pops, and my pops was super involved in my life too, so you know what I mean? I was living with him in Brooklyn for mad long, so he was like, he really saved my life. He really made sure that I did what I had to do. So my pops is everything. Shout out to my pops.
Now you being a father, how much does that change your life?
Yo, man, it just makes me like understand and know like I gotta go just as hard as my pops did for me. You know what I mean? Like, even more. Like I gotta just every time I look at my daughter, just like I gotta. This is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just give you that little motivation inside. She's 7 now, so it give you that little motivation inside. Like by the time you of age, you ain't gonna want it for nothing. You know what I mean? It's just that motive. It just give you that extra motivation, man.
It's like a push, it's like inspiration almost, and then watching them like grow up and like develop their personality traits.
Yeah, man. It's like you see yourself all over again.
It's crazy. You start to understand what your pops or your mother was trying to tell you back in the day, like you was not listening to. It's like it gets you to understand.
Yeah, man. My pops tell me that all the time.
So, what's next? Like, what are you excited about? What are you like looking for? What are you hoping for? What are you trying to manifest into the world?
Oh man, so right now I'm just trying to show everybody all my talents now. You know what I mean? Because I've been showing people that I can make music for so long that now it's like there's so much other stuff I could do. You know what I mean? So I'm just into like showing people more of me and who I am and helping out more people. Because now I feel like I'm a connect, like I have connections, like, so, you know what I mean? I just want to help more people, you know what I mean? Get to where they want to get to, you know what I mean? And make it as easy as possible, you know what I mean? That's something that we didn't have, like, we didn't have a lot of people in Queensbridge that came back and was just there for you to talk to them, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and being the thing, and that's something that I appreciated a lot, from like, chef and like other people that think like they're
Right,
obviously
like Shooter.
And we're gonna get to that subject. Like Shooter, who was because as soon as like when you talk about it in your relationship with him, as soon as he got a deal, you see him come around with his car, and he just was still chilling right outside right on the block
every day, man.
And it just like, and it's something
checking
like
on niggas doing songs with everybody.
It's crazy.
We went on tour together.
It's crazy to see because like to someone else, like to someone like me, to someone that think like those are the Drakes, those are the Lil Durks, those are the Lil Babies, those are the things like, you know what I'm saying, like Shooter was someone that you can touch in real life, like it's like you know what I'm saying, these are once in a million chance that you run into Drake on some rare occasion thing, but like being able to see go outside and be like, yo, this person is like,
yeah, man, it's like you get to shine in the same place that we was fucked up at, the same place, you know what I mean, where we had nothing happen. We were just walking around trying to figure this shit out, what we was gonna do. You know what I mean?
so you can speak on your relationship with him and just how much.
Yeah, me and Shooter go back to when we was little kids, man. I mean, little kids in the hood, man, just every day, rocking out, doing everything together, you know what I mean? Like, I did mad shit with Shooter, man, so it's like, that's my brother, man, you know what I mean? Just like how you see the picture right there, like, just like we all, like, even before me and Shooter, I know Shooter since I was young, so me, Shooter, Shannon, all of us, you know what I mean? So we built that bond, like, and it's just, you know, it's tough, man. It's tough to lose somebody that you really never even imagined not being there, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, so much shit that I want to accomplish that I felt like he was going to be there for, you know what I mean? And shit that he was accomplishing that I wanted to be there for, you know what I mean?
For sure.
So.
It's crazy because I feel like I talked about this and going back to the thing was like I remember like how much the community Queensbridge was devastated by his loss and how much people were like really sad about like
it's been a long time since we had somebody, you know, that really gave us that light again, that really made us feel like, all right, we getting out of here, you know what I mean? Because it's tough, you know what I mean? Because even with the Roman East, it's like you could be so high, but still, you know what I mean? Everybody ain't out yet, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta know that. Like, everybody ain't well off, you know what I mean? Some of us are still in the hood, some of us are still fighting. You know what I mean? Granted, you know what I mean? Everybody is better in these situations, you know what I mean? But for some, it takes, you know, more time than others.
Yeah. And like seeing that was like the big thing. I remember like I may have seen him like he had postponed his album like for a little bit. And I remember seeing him the day it was supposed to drop in the corner store, and I'm like, it's 12, like, where it at? And I didn't see that he postponed it. And then I seen him in the corner store, he's like, nah, it's not coming out, whatever, this date. And it's crazy, like it drops, and then, like, you never see shit like that coming. It's like, and I said that before, like, it's like, imagine you just getting your life started, you just getting out, finally, out of all the muck. And it's like, it's just over. And it's a sad thing, but it makes you want to work harder.
And that's what goes back to why I drop so much music, man, because you don't know when it's your time, you know what I mean? So you got to just make the best of every day that you could and try to give the world as much as you can.
And leave your mark.
Leave your mark.
He's done that. And it was actually really cool to see you, like, because they named the basketball court after him, if I'm not mistaken. And then you go and get
that's a block, Shooter block.
Yeah, Shooter. That's I was gonna say they block
like
the whole
block after.
So and that's crazy because like that's the thing now for sure. Like, you know, they're like, yeah, I mean, I'm Shooter's block, like, and how big of a legacy.
Yo, it's so crazy, bro. Cause where we came from, bro, you know, like we would never even think that niggas would be like that, like, you know what I mean, like. It's crazy, bro. Life is crazy, right? When you think that something won't happen, this shit happens. Like, you know what I mean? And you just like, you in it, but you don't know you in it until it's like, oh shit, we just traveled the whole United States. Like, yeah, we just did this. Oh shit, we was here. We was in PlayStation Theater. We here. And we just doing it, bro. And you just sit back and relax and get back to the hood. You're like, oh shit.
But that, and I was gonna ask you, and I experienced this recently, it's like, once you go out of the hood, and there's a hood everywhere, but once you get out of the hood and you start to see shit that's better than, you realize that the shit that you see ain't normal. That the shit that's going on, like, this is not how everybody grows up.
Like, yo, it's crazy. And one thing I noticed is that everybody wants to know about the hood. And that's why we got to know that as artists from the hood, we bigger than we think we are, because the world wants to know
what's
what
going
we doing
on these, 6, 8 blocks,
right.
these 90 buildings, like, you know what I'm saying, like these things.
The
Like,
world want to know what we doing, so we got more leverage than we think because they want to hear these stories. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So as long as we keep telling these stories, they gotta keep gravitating.
And I think you said earlier that you gravitate towards real, like the transparency, and I think that like that's why a lot of like these artists blow, like people like Pop Smoke, people like Chef G, Sleepy Hollow,
Right.
saying like Shelf Davies, because you're as real as transparent as a kid from the suburbs is gonna get to that, because he's not gonna go to that, but you're telling these stories and it makes him feel like he's part of it, and it like makes him feel like I can wear the colors and wear the flags and stuff like that and
Right.
play pretend, even though it's fucked up to think about like that's what they're doing, but that's what they want to be a part of, not knowing like these are real situations, real people involved in these.
Everybody want to be close to the hood, but not be in the hood.
Yeah, nobody want to be in it. They want to be us.
They want to be across the street looking.
Like, do you feel like they're gentrifying Queensbridge?
I mean, Long Island City, period.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, wherever you go in Long Island City, they're building. So, it is what it is.
Because they put all the hotels and stuff.
Yeah, they've been doing that. Now it's over there in the Astoria area, all that. So, they doing what they do, man. Big money making big money moves, man. What we gonna do?
What is your favorite collaboration? Like, who is your person like go to? Like this is the person I want to work with regardless. I need a verse. I'm calling this person.
Shit, I'm gonna say East, man. East is one of them people, Havoc. Shit. And like my dogs, like, you know what I mean? Like people that I fuck with
Yeah.
in the hood. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, it's gonna be East,
It's that time.
It's that time. Yeah, we got some shit coming up soon.
That's
a deluxe.
So there's a deluxe that Bridging the Gap. So that's available on all platforms. Bridging the Gap.
Yeah, it's out right now. Deluxe coming soon, man. I'm working on a few more things and then put it out.
So music videos. What was it? Do you remember your first video you ever shot? How have you feel like you were involved in that space?
I remember one of my first videos was like the Hey Moon Mouth freestyle, like one of those, and that video was crazy. Like, and at that time that video was fire. So when I look back at it now, it's like I get to put myself back in that time and try to feel how I was feeling when I made that, like how hungry I was. You know what I mean? So like the old videos just gives me that hunger again, and it shows me like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I was at it. But now it's like I'm more into making like movies. I'm more into making like, you know what I mean? Making like the video make more sense and just not just me standing around rapping.
Yeah, definitely. Because like when I have these conversations with people, I always tell them like I remember the days like I'd be excited to go on be at 106 in Park and watch the
some videos, man. Now it's like, every video is the same now.
Yeah. See a whole bunch of people dancing around with a whole bunch of thugs in the background, jumping around, listening. So it's like, it's hard.
But, that's the thing.
So it's hard to like weigh that thing. But like, I've had a video of you that was mad funny, like the what's cracking freestyle. I just feel like it's just the way you.
Yeah, I was just trying to bring like a LA vibe to Queensbridge.
Yeah.
I was trying to show them like a LA vibe on the East Coast.
Playing spades.
That's why I put the shit around my neck, I was like playing, and then playing spades.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I was just trying to create it like if we was on an LA block.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But in Queensbridge.
So yeah, like it's the evolution, but that I feel like that was one of your better videos.
Yeah, I like that video. I love that freestyle too, man.
Yeah.
That was a good song.
My favorite song by you is Nori. I don't know.
Nori Flow.
Yeah, Nori Flow. There you go, Nori Flow. I think I got the whole song memorized.
Yeah, that's great.
I was just playing. I was playing.
Shout out to Nori for posting it too, man.
I was playing it for my roommate yesterday because I told him I was doing this interview, and we were like, man, material is about to know that. And I don't know, like that. I thought you were gonna say him as one of the people.
Chef Live?
Yeah, because
Yeah, that's my dog, man. Chef Live is like, I don't really have to call him. Like Chef Live, that's what I'm saying. But Chef Live goes to the category when I'm saying my friends, my people in the hood. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Cause like when I say that part, that's what I'm talking about.
The back and
like
forth.
The Chef Lives and like Grove and J. Rose's and those people from my hood. That's what I was talking about. But I said like name all of them.
No, you get no. I was saying like, cause that back and forth might have been like, make it seem like it's paramount.
Yeah. You know what I mean? We always had that chemistry. We from the same block, you know what I mean? So it's like we always had that chemistry, and I watched them coming up, and they motivated me, you know what I mean, to do a lot of shit I did, and they gave me a platform to do a lot of shit I did. So, you know what I mean? So it's always good when I get to give it back, you know what I mean, and get the platform back, and like it's dope.
Do you feel like you're like, and not a comparison, but do you feel like you're like what Shooter was, like the next one up? Do you feel that pressure from your community to be like, you're the guy that's gonna have to get us out of here now?
Nah, I don't really feel no pressure because Shooter already opened the door for us, you know what I mean? So it's like I don't really have to be Shooter, you know what I mean? I could just be Piif, you know what I mean? Because I'm already me, I was already musical, you know what I mean? I've already been doing this for so many years that it's like, I'm already trained and ready for this moment, you know what I mean? So I just was supporting my niggas, you know what I mean? It's like my niggas got that light and that's what we doing, you know what I mean? But I've always been ready for it.
So is there, like, you don't feel the pressure from him? Do you put that pressure on yourself? Like, I gotta be the one to...
Yeah.
Because he opened the door.
I don't know, man. I wouldn't really say it's pressure because it's like, I don't feel no pressure because I'm doing what I love, you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, it's like, I'm not doing this for nobody but me. You know what I mean? First, and then my family, you know what I mean? And my friends, you know what I mean? But I'm doing this for me, so at the end of the day, I gotta live for whatever decisions I make, you know what I mean? So, but it's no pressure though. You know, I don't feel like no pressure. I'm just doing what I do, you know? It's what I was gonna do anyway. It's what I was made to do. So, like, you know how now I say it was written, that's how I feel. Like, it was like, whatever, like, the shit we doing was already written. So it's like, I don't have no fear of failure or, you know what I mean? None of that, because I only fail when I stop trying or when I stop doing it. You know what I mean? Because I done slipped up and made wrong mistakes and a lot of stuff. But I'm still here, so it's like you can't take that away.
Yeah, it's not really a loss, it's a lesson.
Yeah.
We're going to take another small break. We'll be right back. I go with the name of Zoe. You're watching AfterHours, brought to you by Heartbreak. So, like, Looping Night Studios is something that was a venture you decided to do, and like engineering your stuff and stuff. So how do you remove like your rapper self when you're like trying to engineer other people's music? Because I know there's definitely been some people in it.
Yeah, it took a while for me to do that. I ain't gonna lie, but I had like several studios before this. I had probably like 5 studios before this. You know what I mean? So I had a lot of time to like learn how to just be I was just channeling into just being an engineer. So right now I'm pretty good at it. I'm an engineer for like 10 years, maybe 11 years now, since like 2009. So I'm pretty good with it now. I just know music, you know what I mean? So I already feel like I'm way bigger than a rapper, so I know how to just, you know what I mean? Like I know how to focus on other people.
Yeah, I know there's definitely been in the studio with someone who's like, this shit is trash.
Yeah, but you know, at that point it's just, let's get this money.
Yeah. Because like I've seen like I've heard songs of like who was in there when you was recording this? Like were they inside?
I know how to just keep that straight level face and just I know how to be just one way, like I'll be one way for hours. I have a whole section object.
No, because if you ever see like a music video or whatever, and you see the engineer in the back, he's always like some low key white dude that's just like always has a straight face. He don't know like what's going on. Maybe like guns and drugs in the video,
Right.
and he just sitting there at the computer like ready to break.
That's why it's different for me because a lot of people that rap don't engineer. So,
yeah.
So a lot of people just book a session with me just because they want to hang out with me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they're just trying to make it song just to hang out with me. Yeah, for real. You know what I mean? So, but it's cool though. You come hang out with them.
You come hang out with him. That should be like a thing, like your meet and greets. Should be like, yo, come hang out with him. Cause like that's like it's smooth. It's really like, so like this wasn't your first studio, but this is like I feel like it's the most you put into the actual studio.
Yeah. It's definitely the most I put it. It's the longest I've been in the spot too. Before this was probably like 7 months.
Now you know this is almost a year.
Yeah, I'm past a year now. I'm on like a year, like 2 months.
Like that. So from this time, like was it something that you envisioned like, for a long time? Like you wanted to make happen?
Yeah, I always saw myself out in the studio. You know what I mean? So that's something I envisioned from when I was a kid. Like I knew I was gonna have a studio.
And now taking over, like you said, like you said earlier, like going to college to understand the music business, and like how have you like advanced in terms of just like finding artists of your own, and like I'm gonna put this person on the map.
I just feel like I got a good ear for music. Like I got a good ear for like what sounds good, and I'm a visionary. You know what I mean? So I can see the future. Like I can see what's about to happen. You know what I mean? Like I can't always see how it's gonna happen, but I can kind of get a vision of what's gonna happen. You know what I mean? And that's kind of like a good thing when I'm looking for artists. You know what I mean? Because I can see things in people that they don't see in themselves.
Yeah, you're able to like help them get to that point. I seen recently, Reek came on and his guy was like saying that you're taking over artists.
Yeah. Shout out to Reek. Yeah, I'm about to take over his thing and help him out the best way I can.
So, and you have a show October 2nd.
Yeah, I got a show right there in the Queensbridge.
Which is
Queensbridge Park. I mean, bring your beach chair. Bring your beach chair and come kick it with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm performing a bunch of records of the album. I might do the whole thing, I don't know. How I'm feeling, you know what I mean?
How important was this getting it back in your community? This is the first time you ever did this?
It's not, well, it's the first time I ever did it by myself, yeah. Usually I do it through like other people, through like a group. It's the first time I put it together myself.
So you put the whole thing together? The whole show?
Yeah, because I put together mad shows, but not in Queensbridge.
Yeah, no. I'm saying like, but this is something that you're trying to do like annually, or is it like for right now?
Well,
because Loopy Fast sounds like some shit. Like,
yeah, I'm trying to get it like, yeah,
like,
you know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to get it like to where we got like a whole weekend or some shit too, like, you know what I mean? But I'm just trying to start it off, like, I just feel like I want to do so much, but sometimes you gotta just take the first step and just do what you can.
I think that's one of my biggest problems. Like, I wish Tony was here to like contest to this, but like, I'm like, yeah, I want to do this and this, and then like, let's just do this part, and then it's like,
right. So I'm like, you know what? Let me just throw an actual show and see how that turns out, and then
are you
if people
charging?
see that, we can plan.
Are you charging for the tickets, or is this like?
No. This is first one. This is the first one, so it's gonna be free. Next year, I'm gonna have it way more bigger. I'm gonna have real big, probably like bigger artists and all that. So I'm gonna have it for real. But this one, I just want to have it for the community.
I just get it. Like when I seen it, I'm like, yeah, let's say it. Like, yeah, this calm. Loopy Fest sounds like some shit that we. And then like,
I mean, got a ring to it.
Yeah. And it just like with you being 420 friendly, it's just like Loopy Fest sounds like something like. Get a weed sponsor, you can be on the map. It's lit.
Right. I mean, next thing you know, it's gonna be sponsored by Gumbo.
Hey, Cookies presents.
East Coast presents.
Yeah, East Coast. That's actually interesting. Like, how different do you think that is than like it's crazy to think that like he went from like selling weed. He talks about this, so hopefully I'm not saying. Like selling weed to like legally selling weed. Like he's really selling weed, like for real.
Yeah, man, that's tough, man.
And it's like,
because when you go from here and to even go beyond that, he got arrested for selling weed. You know what I mean? So to be arrested for selling weed and now to be able to sell weed legally, it's like you gotta imagine that feeling. You know what I mean? Like, you wanna look good, like, yeah, like
yeah,
Tupac.
now, right?
Like Tupac, you know what I mean?
Nah, man, that was crazy. And then you guys, and how much you guys coming together like to keep Shooter's legacy alive, like things like Shooter Day and like other things of that nature. Is that still an important thing to you? Like you feel like that's something
Definitely, man.
that has to be.
Because you gotta, like, you have to, like, you know what I mean? You gotta keep his name alive. Because he sacrificed a lot for us, you know what I mean? So it's only right that we do what we gotta do just to make sure that wherever we go, he's there, you know what I mean? And they know that. And he's cemented already, you know what I mean? And a lot of people know him.
Yeah.
A lot more people's going on too.
A lot, like I just like people that I was like.
Because as we go, he gonna go.
Yeah, but I just like the way Davies carries on like the message and stuff like that in the public spaces, like meeting celebrities. Because at this point you probably met a couple celebrities. Who was one that you like fanboyed out? Not to like you're not a fiend, but like was like yo, that's that person, that's that thing.
Oh man. Fab. I ain't gonna seeing Fab was like kind of like a moment. Like, I didn't really know what to say. I was just like, oh shit, that's Fab. 50, T.I. Shit.
Not meeting T.I. is crazy.
Yeah, and we met Jeezy, and these people that we was meeting, but I also got to like talk and speak to people too, like, so, you know what I mean, like.
And then recently you just met up with
Nelly.
Yeah.
That was crazy. He was telling us the story about how Air Force Ones, how that song came about. He was telling us that story. Like, so just sitting there hearing that.
Like from him.
And I'm standing right next to him like, yo, this is crazy. I'm going back in my hood like, yo, I just met Nelly. Niggas like, who cares? I'm just like, yeah, niggas ain't me though. That's tough.
Like, so you at this point you probably met Nas a few times?
Yeah, Nas is one of them mythical figures, man. It's like when you meet Nas, it's just like time slow down or some shit. Like it's like weird. Man. It's like time slows down and it's like he sees you see him. He like a fucking superhero or something. Like his energy is like a superhero aura. It's like
that's crazy. Like I remember like just the first time I seen him like on the block just chilling. I was like, that's Nas. Like. And I remember, like, I was mad. Like, I remember, like, yo, that's Nas. Like, just he just sitting here, like, and then like, or I'll see like Davies, like, just stretched out on the bench, like, right there.
Yeah, bro.
Like just sitting there. Like, it's like, yo, like, that's like.
And it's hard. You know, it's hard to take yourself out of the moment and see it. But when I see other people's face and reaction, it's like, nah. Niggas is really like. Really did something.
And I feel like that's like now I've reached a point where like people are starting to notice, like take notice upon what I do. It's like I'm like, yeah, I do feel sort of like I get why people feel like celebrity when everybody wants to be a celebrity because this shit do is kind of like
it's a thing, you know what I mean? It's a rush. It's a beautiful thing, man. But it also could be a crazy thing.
And that like a curse because like you are recognized a lot more. Worst club experience, like something that happened at the club and you're like, oh, this is the worst shit that ever happened.
One time I passed out in the club.
Like drunk?
Yeah, man. I got too drunk and I ain't eat no food, man. I was in the back of the club. First of all, I threw up in the bathroom, passed out in the bathroom. Wakes up, we're still in the club. I'm thinking I'm in my house at this point. So now I go back out, I wash my face, I do everything, I go back out. Now I'm in this club, I'm trying to be in the back. Nah, you trying to
just trying not to get noticed.
You know
Like,
and mind you, I'm with East, so it's like a million. It's cameras, it's people, it's women, it's everything going on. I'm in the back trying to be low, halfway sweating, wind up passing out, and fucking somehow nobody seen me pass out. Like I was there for the whole time, and then I woke up when we was about to leave. So it was like it was the worst experience as far as like I ain't do shit but pass out all night and throw up.
yeah.
But it ended off like good. Cause I had some nights where we had fights in clubs and all of that type of stuff. But those be fun. Like it don't really be a bad night if you have a fight in the club.
I feel like as long as nobody get like hurt,
Yeah.
then it's like you leave like with the like
The bad night for me was like that, like me throwing up, because I don't really throw up no more. Like I don't throw up, I'm not really a throw up type of dude. So when I throw up, it's because it's like I either didn't eat or something like that.
What's your favorite drink?
My favorite drink is Hennessy.
Yeah, I figured.
But I like the Casamigos.
You heard the chef's name shit. Well, he did it here actually. So
Yeah.
the,
Shout out to Chef.
he was like, they be like Casamigo, my body. That shit I was like that shit, man. But,
I felt that part.
Yeah.
Chef Laz is he's one of the nicest lyricists I've ever heard.
Yeah. Going to that, it's like if you had to say like you know how 2K you do the like attributes. If you're bad with something in rapping, what would it be?
My badge?
Yeah, what would your bad be?
I like rapping like lyricism and all that.
No, like just what would be like your main thing? Like you know, like you got sharpshooters, you got like
so I'm definitely like hook master.
hook master.
I'm hook master. I'm giving you a hit.
Yeah.
And I got like wordplay, and I got melodies.
No, the melody I thought you was gonna say that first. Hook master.
Yeah, I'm just going through shit. I ain't really have an order for it. I'm just saying shit. Charisma, you know what I mean? Like stamina. I gotta count for something.
Yeah, freestyling for hours is crazy.
You know what I mean? And performing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Performing is like a 99 for me.
Do you think that's your favorite part about music?
Oh, it's not. I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but it's one. Cause I like recording it just as much.
Are you like a freestyler or do you write?
I can do both. Depends on the song.
Do you think that like you make better music when you freestyle or when you write?
Nah. I don't feel like I make better. You know what I mean? Some shit I do better though. You know what I mean? Like certain songs when I write it, I can get my point across better. And certain songs, when I freestyle it, it's the feeling. You know what I mean? Certain songs, it's the feeling more than what you're saying.
And the energy and like the vibe it brings to me. So like, cause people who have melodies, I feel like it's harder. I always felt like it was harder for them to create like music freestyling because it's like you have to like you have these melodies in your head and it's like this is something you want to like. I think when rapping is like, yo, if you give me a word, I could probably name 25 words that rhyme with that word. So now it's just like, yo, I'm putting bars together.
Yeah, it is tough, but that's where I came from. You know what I mean? So I came from freestyle.
Would you ever do like a battle rap?
Yeah, I battled people before in Queensbridge. And in my school.
Like in like high school and shit? Did you like battle rapping? That's something that you think you could do for like?
It's a battle tonight. Well,
when
it's come out, it's probably gonna be passed.
Yeah, who you got? Suicide for John. You talked about this before.
I wanna say John because he been more consistent right now. You know what I mean? Sue Surf been away for a minute.
Nah, Sue Surf's my favorite battle rapper. He's one of my favorite rappers in general.
But if Sue Surf don't choke, he might win.
That's why I was like, if he comes with 3, I mean, I think I'm not lying, like, people say, like, you can't win with 2. Like, I hate people who just disqualify because you choked.
Nah, you can win with 2, that's 2-1.
Yeah, like, there's 2, because you gotta go round
but
and round.
With John, you're gonna have to.
No, yeah, you gotta come 3. I think, yeah.
Because
he's a different.
He's not nothing to play with.
Yeah. But, like, I talked to Surf, like, I got a text her, and it's like I just name dropped the thing, but like talking to him, it's like he's the same person. Like he really is like who he is. And
he's been around East us before too.
So I've been like he's like the same person he is like on face-offs and shit like that.
Right.
And it's like he be making us upset to his arguments be like it's like y'all don't judge it one like round by round. Y'all judge it like on the whole battle, and that's not fair. If I beat you 2 rounds, then I won.
Yeah, technically, but you know, music is a feeling thing too. So if we feel like you didn't win, you don't really care.
We feel like
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just a feeling thing, and if you feel like a nigga didn't win, you don't care what he's really saying.
How big is it of a moment, like, and just rounding out some of the questions, is how big is it of a moment when, like, Davies comes back to the hood and, like, shoots these videos and stuff like that? Because you guys just did the video for, like, Shooters thing, and then you did they did, like, the Pop Smoke remix, they shot that in the hood and stuff like that, so how big of a moment is it when it's, like, he's coming back to shoot a video?
Yeah, that's real big, you know what I mean? Because it's motivation for the kids, you know what I mean? It's real big for the kids, because it's motivation for them. Like I said, when I was coming up, I didn't really get to see too many people come back and shoot videos. And, you know, when Mom People was shooting videos, I was too young to be out, to be like in their videos and around all of that. So, you know what I mean? So by the time I was 14, 15, 16, it wasn't around no more.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? For him to do that, for a youngin', it's tough. I mean, that's a big thing. That's a lot of motivation.
Yeah. I feel like that, like those things that, like when you do shit like that, and even you like relationship with some of the younger like generation thing, I know like plays a big part in the videos and stuff like that. It's like even like people be like would like never. I feel like it's like their moment in like Hollywood or whatever it is. It's like people you would never see on the camera. And you give them the opportunity. I remember like in the Nori Flow video. It's like some dude, I don't know the name, but the dude with glasses at the end. It's like he's like looks so happy to be in the video. It's like giving moments like that to people. It's like
giving them just you know, giving them the opportunity to feel like special, feel like they want it for something. You know what I mean? Some people, everybody just want to be wanted for something. You know?
Yeah.
So that's just good that we get to give them that feeling. You know?
If you had like one message to the next generation of rappers, what would it be?
Stay true to yourself. You know what I mean? Do it because you love it, and you know, respect the people that came before you.
I appreciate you. This is After Hours brought to you by Heartbreak Media. Special guest in the building.
Yeah, you know, we'll be like Queensbridge. Shout out to Queensbridge. Shout out to S City.
See you next week.